Good morning, class. Here I am with a new poetry. After finishing a short story, here I have now come to your next poem, that is your poem number 8, The Patriot. Now, before we before we can go on into details about this particular poetry, the name, The Patriot. Patriot in India we can call a Deshbhakt, a person that does good for his country. Later on, that person is categorized as a patriot, that is, he did good for the benefit of his country and he comes in the category of a patriot. This poem was written by Robert Browning. Now, Robert Browning is a very, very well-known poet in English literature. He was born in Italy, lived his full life in Italy, but later on he went and settled in London, England, where he was in touch with other famous poets, and there he got recognition. And he has written many famous English poems. One of his very famous poem is this particular poem, that is The Patriot. Today I will do the summary part of this particular poem, The Patriot. Just the summary, so that after you'll see this video, you'll get an overall picture, overall idea of this particular poem. Okay, it's the life of a patriot, that how people appreciate the work of a patriot. And if by chance this same person does not come to the level of their expectation after doing umpteens of good, how people can very soon forget the same person who was once a noble person in their eyes. So the entire story is it's an imaginary story, but it's a true part of life, of our life, human life, that these are the ways of human beings. These are our customs. This is our way of thinking. Okay, so I'll just start stanza by stanza. The stanza first, the summary part. Here we find the speaker of the poem is a patriot who narrates the story of his goal. Now the patriot himself is the narrator of this poem, and he is telling us an incident from his life that could be the golden moment of his life. That one particular incident he is trying to tell us through this poetry. He remembers a day when a year ago he was given a grand welcome on his arrival to the town, and he remembers as a flashback exactly 1 year ago. Imagine, 1 year ago, he recollects the reception he receives by these very people, and how they took him as a god, how they took him as their leader, and the beautiful reception they gave him when he returned back from doing a great service for his country. Okay, what happened there? People had thrown roses and myrtle in his path. Like when he was on the road going to his home, all down the road people threw flower petals for him to walk on. He was not walking on the plain road, he was walking on flower petals. That was the grand reception laid out by these very people, right? The house roofs were full of people. Everywhere down the road, people were on their roofs, people were side of the roads, wanting to have a glimpse of him, wanting to look at him, wanting to smile at him, wanting him to look at them, so that they could show their appreciation for the good deed that he has done. The roof seemed to sway. Now there were so many people on the roofs that there was a multitude of people standing there from far. With these people's movement, it seemed that the entire roofs were moving with the multitude of heads that could be seen on these roofs. The church spire, that is the steeple of the church, the long tall part of the church, were decorated with beautiful flags, like these buntings and the different colored flags, also all decorated, so that from far the entire city was in a festive mood. Thus, the speaker received a grand welcome a year ago on the same day. Exactly the same day, imagine 1 year ago, this was the reception that the patriot received. And he is picturizing it, he is recollecting it. This was the love people showed him. The second stanza, the second stanza is an extension of it is a continuation of the first stanza and a continuation of the reception that he received. It tells us of the frenzy attitude of the people. Frenzy like the people's attitude that day, like they were in a joyful mood, celebrative mood, and what their feelings were. It is a continuation of their feelings. Bells rang to announce his coming. The bells of the churches were chiming, so that from far off people would come to know that he has arrived. They could also come and have a glimpse of him. Bells rang to announce his coming. The old walls of the building seemed to be shaken with the crowd and they loud. Now, this entire city was surrounded by a wall. And here the poet is exaggerating, and he is saying that with such tremendous shouting and screaming, it seemed as if the walls were trembling, the walls were shaking. They were momentarily swayed by him to the extent that even if he had asked for the sun, they would have offered it to him. And the poet is saying that they were so influenced by this patriot at this moment that if he asked for anything, anything means anything, these people would have obliged and would have given it to him. Even if he asked for the sun, which is impossible, they would have still been able to give it to him. This is the amount of respect they were showing for their patriot. Stanza 3. The speaker now regrets. Now time has passed, 1 year has eclipsed, finished. He is down to reality now. And he is down to the present day situation, his present day life. The speaker now regrets that it was he who leaped for the sun for his loving friend. Now he is come to the present day situation where he is facing a lot of hardships. And he is saying that it was not the people who were reaching for the sun. In fact, as a patriot, as a true lover of his country, it is the patriot who reached for the sun to provide it to the citizens of this city. And he did his best to please them. It was the speaker who went ahead to do every possible thing in public's best interest, and he did his best to oblige them. The speaker now feels dejected at his harvest. The speaker now feels sad. He is recollecting what not I have done for my people, and whatever I have done, whatever I have given them, these same people have not appreciated it. Everything has changed for him in a year. The entire circle has been completed and everything is turned over, changed. Here we come to the fourth stanza. This stanza records the speaker's present thought, the present situation of him. The patriot is been taken to the scaffold for his year's misdeeds. Now, he was a popular leader, he was a popular patriot, but somehow, within this 1 year time gap, he has, maybe due to his over ambition, committed a few mistakes. And here, the people have not appreciated what he has gone and done for them. And he is being made a scapegoat and being punished for what he has done. And he has done it, mind you, for these same people, whatever he has done. Okay? There is nobody on the housetops now except for a few suffering from palsy, that is invalid people. And he's saying today, when he is being taken to be killed, executed for one wrong that he has done, imagine one wrong that he has done, he is being punished. He is going to be crucified. He is going to be killed in front of the people. And these same people who laid flowers in front of him were all reaching the spot where today he is going to be punished. Today he is going to the scaffold to be executed. Houses were empty. Only the invalid, the handicapped, those who could not move, they were sitting by their windows having a look outside. Entire city was empty. All have reached that spot to see him being killed today, right? There is nobody on the housetops except a few. Everyone knows that today the best of the sight is at the Shamble Gate. Everyone is knowing that they're all wanting the prime spot to be right in front to see him being executed. So they have gone early, left their house, walked, ran to be early, to be standing right in front to get a clear picture, a clear view of him being executed. Imagine these same people. That is the appreciation they had for this patriot, right? The best of the sight is at the Shamble Gate or by the scaffold foot. The speaker is now moving in the rain. Now he is being arrested, he is handcuffed, tied with rope. It is raining, significant raining, and he is being pulled down the road. The ropes are so tightly tied on his hands that they have cut through his skin. His hands are bleeding. He is tired, exhausted. No compassion, no pity. He is just been pulled like an animal down to the scaffold. The speaker is now moving in the rain towards his end, that is towards his end, towards his death. His wrists get cut by the rope used to tie his hands behind. The public that once regarded him with great respect now throws stones at him. These same people who threw flower petals in front of him, when they got the opportunity today, they were picking up pebbles and stones and stoning him for just one mistake. And the mistake that he has done was for their own, his common people only. Now throw stones at him. His forehead is bleeding. He has been hit by stones on his head. He is bleeding. Blood is pouring down his head. No compassion being showed. His forehead bleeds, which is the punishment for a year's misdoing. And this is the punishment received by a person if they don't stand to the expectation of their people. Anyone, you have seen in history, so many political leaders have had the same fate. They have done everything in their power to satisfy their people. But history has shown us, people are so fickle-minded, they forget very fast. And at that moment, all they want is to get rid of that leader. 6th stanza we come to. The poem ends quite optimistically. On a positive note it ends. That is, the poet is making it a positive. He has entered the gates of death and now is ready to go to his life to death. So we find that this patriot has finally been executed. He is in the arms of the Lord. He is at peace with God now. He has reached a place where he can no more be punished, where he can no more be judged. And he is satisfied with that, right? The speaker has resigned himself to his fate. He believed that in victory people drop dead, but his imperfection will bring him closer to God. It is his belief before he could die that imperfection brings death. If you are imperfect in your deeds, ultimately it leads to your death. But nevertheless, he is satisfied with the punishment that he has received by his people, and he is happy that he is no longer being judged. He is no longer being ridiculed by his very people. He is safe and sound in the arms of God. The patriot hopes that since he did not receive his reward in this world, and he hopes, this is all before he could die, that since he has not received his dues on earth for whatever he has done for his people, the good he has done, at least after death, in heaven, he would be receiving his dues, because only God knows that what he has done is beneficial for his people. So he will be rewarded in the other world, that is his second birth, in the second world. He feels safe in the hands of God. It reflects Browning's optimistic philosophy, and through this poem Robert Browning is trying to show us his philosophy of life, that we can be anything, we can do anything in our power to please people, but a slight mistake in life and people's opinion of us can change and we can be punished real badly. So this, my dear students, was just a small summary. So whenever you'll have a test, whenever you'll want to summarize it or recollect it, this video will be the best video where you all can get the entire summary of this particular poem. The next poem, whenever it comes, I will do the poem in detail, where I will give you all word to word, line to line explanation, where like in class you all can write down the explanation every line. With that, I'll come to the end of today's video. Goodbye. God bless.